Camera angle. All right, so I had in my third camera. Probably can't see all the weight plates, but there are 345s on here. Standard, BTX, cap. Yesterday was Prime Day, and I probably should have, honestly, I thought about picking up another cap. I wouldn't mind, I actually wouldn't mind having 3 sets of them, so they're all the same freaking diameter, and I think they'd make these videos look better, right? Like when you go to a real gym, usually all the weight plates match, unless it's an older one that's mixed plates, but you know, it doesn't matter for working out, not really. Now I throw a bunch of bumper plates on here, it might, especially if you know, start going this way. But otherwise, probably not making as much of a difference. So yeah, I would have liked to have added that. I did purchase a 60-pound dumbbell to complete my my set right on the dumbbell rack. We've been doing a few more things recently. Some incline bench with those. We've been doing military. And so I had to skip over. I did 45, 50, and then I had to do homemade 60s, which are on the floor down here. You probably see them by the bike. And then I did 70s standing, just because I don't want to have to sit with all that weight. But you know, eventually we'll get to doing a good set with the 70s for military press, maybe even the 80s. You know, if I'm doing rocking the 80s a bunch, maybe we go 90s. I mean, if you can build up those stabilizing muscles, shouldn't be as far off what I can do on the military press and the power cage. Right now we're significantly off. I did 205 for 8, so that would be like doing 100-pound dumbbells, right? I don't have hundreds, obviously, and I don't even know if I can get them up there. I'm gonna swing. I've got 90s up there, and I jacked up my back the time I did it. So I mean, that's one of those things you never find out if you can do. All right, so we will try and get at least 8. This will be the first real set, I think. Felt like a damn good set, folks. You know, in my head, I'm counting way higher than I actually get. So, case in point, lots of times I've been like, oh, I did 12 reps. I got 9 when I play it back. Who knows what we did there, but the reality is, back in the day, we could do close to that amount of sets without the bench, the slingshot. And who knows how many we could do with the actual spotter. Probably, you know, tack one more on there. Oh yeah, one more thing. Time for another cough drop. Yeah, I think the other thing would be if we, not only we had a spotter, but we did either elbow sleeves or we did the elbow wraps. We'd lift more. Take that off so I can breathe. And we'll do a 185 set over here. And the flat in between. So nothing worse than when I screw up and don't record. Like I'll record over here and then I'll come back and I'll forget to switch the cameras back. Now, why am I doing these in between sets? Still relatively lightweight, and we are when I come over and do flat, I just want to go straight to the, hopefully the heavy after I'm done over here. Otherwise, I would not do it this way. And yes, I have the little pad on here to protect my chest. Actually, that's in case I fail. It's really for later on. So, and then if I had more 45-pound bumper plates, I would go ahead and put them on there. I don't like the way this feels though, is the, center of gravity, center of mass is going to be in the same spot regardless of what 45s you put on it, but unless you put 3 bumper plates on this side, 3 smaller ones over there, you would see a shift. Which, if your left arm was stronger than your right, maybe that might help you out a little bit. That's basic physics there, right? So all these weights have a center of mass, center of gravity, and there's formulas that you can add all that shit together, figure out exactly where the center of mass is. But if you're, you have all your weight going way out here versus over here, let's say you just have one plate, but the weights equal to each other, this is going to throw things off because just looking at this area, its center is over here somewhere where that one's closer to the bar, so the center of mass shifts off the center of the bar. It's a lot easier to do in CAD software. Maybe I'll show that one time. Because not everybody, has got multiple engineering degrees and all that shit, right? But we could draw, you may have seen, I've drawn 3D model of weight plates and a barbell. What I didn't assign it though was material properties. But if we were to do, basically for the hell of it, show, hey, it doesn't matter whether you have bumper plates on both sides or steel plates on both sides, center, mass, center of gravity is going to be in the same exact spot. But if you put bumper plates on one side, steel plates on the other, that's another story, right? Now, who's dumb enough to work out like that? I don't know. Alright. So, we fucking cranked out 315 over here. I mean, that was Sam Sulek quality there, right? In case you guys haven't checked him out, He's a college age kid, strong as you know what. Got to be on something, though he never talks about it. I haven't figured out what college he's going to. I saw a big M on some of the weights, so I'm almost thinking maybe he's up there in Maryland. Or what other college starts with an M? I don't know. Didn't look like Michigan. Whew. So, could throw on 10-pound jump just does not seem like a good jump, folks. Let's grab the 15-pounders. This will make for a more interesting looking JPEG. Yeah. Unless you read the outside of that, that looks like a lot more weight. Now somewhere around here we do have a black 45. But alright, so that's going to be 345. And like I said, we cranked out 315. Otherwise I probably would not jump up 30 pounds. This may be the last set over on this side. Wish I knew what time it was. Let me see here. It's gotta be about 8:30. I got maybe 30 minutes left. I got an appointment at 9 o'clock. All right. So yeah, looks like a shit ton of weight. We should get a better angle of that, huh? Like dun. My JPEG. We could actually put, I have another 15-pounder. We could actually put another 15 on there. That would make for one hell of a great looking JPEG, right? All right. So, folks, my birthday is coming up shortly. It was awesome. Getting older. Doing pretty good for an old guy, though. So I think with a spotter, 5 reps would be a good number. Maybe, you know, maybe not so smart. It actually would make more sense, folks, if I did 330 and try to get 8 reps or something versus all this weight. But this is what it is. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot, folks. We gotta take cars out. This is that range where this shit'll fuck you up. Alright? So we don't want to get fucked up. Alright. And so there'll be some sliding. This bar has a tendency, it has a real loose fit, so that's not such a good thing either. So that college would have been good. Yeah, 6 days out of me. So when your arms get bigger, folks, these slingshots get harder and harder to put on, and they hurt more. All right, let's see here. Find the ring. Hell yeah, buddy. Sam, catching up to you, buddy. Sort of. We have to use this to cheat, but so check out how much that fucking weight shifted on me. I knew it wasn't feeling so good. That could have been bad, right? That's why it's best to have a spotter. Whew. I think that was 6 reps. Whether that was exactly 345 or not, it's another story, but I honestly felt like I could, if I was doing half reps down here, I could have did 10, I think, but I actually have to lock that shit out where you're not getting any help from the training aid. Oh my God, you can really feel the pump in the tricep. I think that is one of the awesome things about this, allowing you to hit heavier weight than your triceps normally would see. Now, that Slingshot, buy the one that's meant for you. That's meant for a much stronger version of me. The 34-year-old version of me would be using that. Ego reasons. I bought that. I need to go down. It's level 5. I need to do level 3 or 4. But yeah, that's fucking impressive though. Whew. But yeah, if I had a spotter, we'd got 7, no doubt. And God, it's tempting to take off some weight. Take off some weight and do 330. But we'll save that for another time. All right, we got to switch sides and do the flat. Now, there was that flip challenge. I hope you guys saw that. You know, can you flip a 45-pound plate and catch it? That's where those guys had to been using fake weights. I was able to do a 10-pounder, that 15. There's no way in hell I could do 25s as thick as the ones I have are. But for those guys to do 45, just, I don't know if I'm buying it. All right. Now, not a huge deal to drag these weights across from one side of the gym to the other, but that'd be another reason it'd be nice to have 45s on that side. Right? Is that just like getting lazy, old and lazy? To be like, hey, I need more weights. So then I'll drag these over. All right, folks, so we're getting set up over here. And if you haven't bought your Weight Slayer tank top, check out my other channel where you can purchase it. Unfortunately, I can't give you a direct link on Amazon. That would have been awesome if I could. I'm sure somebody out there would love to have this shirt. So, like I said, we're gonna go straight to 225. Oh yeah, let me do some Sam Sulek posing over here. It's only for one camera. See how shit's looking. Doesn't look that great, folks. The lighting. It's gotta be, oh, that's right. This light's screwing it up. Lighting's everything. We'll be back on this camera here in a moment. Yeah. So you can see we're getting definitely some shoulder definition in there that we haven't had in a long time. Now if I dropped, we got back to 250. Right now we're at 267, 272, somewhere in there. That would be all ripped up, but unfortunately we're fat. And we're kind of happy being fat. I know people, you know, will comment that, hey, you should lose some weight. But as long as I can pick my fat ass up off the ground, it's really, I'm okay with it. Now the doctor tells me to lose weight, which they do. Or they told me, hey, you shouldn't lift so much weight at your age. That's true. You got to keep the heart strong, right? So as long as we're doing cardio, maybe we'll be okay. And then someday we'll have to, this weightlifting journey will, as far as going heavy goes, it's going to have to come to an end. So, I could do this without the sling, but I think we're going to go with the sling. And then we'll probably just go straight to 315 from here. I can't imagine getting any more warmed up than I am. So, put the pad on. Not quite full range of motion. Now the one thing about that though is, you know, the professional powerlifters, they will obviously arch their back, hit their big fat bellies, and not all of them have big fat bellies, but some of them do. And very short range of motion. Don't get that good stretch on the chest. But obviously they don't quite need it. So we did 8 reps last time. This is, I think, the VTX bar, so I know for a fact it's 45. Let's put yeah, I don't want to go up too much. I was almost thinking 5 pounds, but we can milk these videos. I've got 1/4 pound plates. These are pounders, so we'll do 3 sets and try and get 8. If I get 8 of this, then we've made progress. Of course, the last time I did it was without the pad, but whatever. I will probably always do flat with this pad. In case the weight does come down on my chest and I have to keep it there for a moment until I roll it off of me, or I, you know, roll it over my neck. I wonder with that extra padding and I roll it over my neck, if that'll actually choke me out. That would suck, right? Like, hey, you come up with this great idea to, you know, if I had to rest the weight on my chest. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, I failed. Now I roll down on my neck and I've just choked myself out. That would not be so good. All right. Yeah, if I could design this differently, I would probably, if I could raise the cage or the bench, up to a 1/2 inch, I think. So either the power cage go up a 1/2 inch or the bench drop down a 1/2 inch. Now, if I didn't have the carpet, well, if I had, yeah, never mind. There's no way to get the bench shorter unless, you know, you cut the legs off, which would not work. So the power cage, that could be raised up just by building a platform for it to sit on. And that probably would solve my problem. That would also get the this weight up a 1/2 inch higher, which would be better for me to get it off. Going up 3 inches, which I think is the spacing on these, might be 2 to 3 inches, whatever that spacing is. That would be too much. So, and ideally, of course, folks, you have a spotter, right? If you have a spotter, then you don't have that problem. All right, here we go. 317. Feeling pretty warmed up. Try and get, I'm just going to say 6 to 8. Yep. Well, that was either 7 or was 9. I don't know. So I found a good spot, which I think it ended up being, you know, originally I was lower, and then I got it in a groove there where I was powered up, but there's some bounce in there probably, right? Now I will say, folks, I'll probably never ever say I'm a professional weightlifter, powerlifter, right? Because we know that's not true. I did win 2 bench press competitions, the only 2 that I've ever entered. Back when I was, let's see, it would have been 11 years ago. So I was still in my 30s. Well, I hear the cat trying to get in. I'll be back. I gotta check the time. What are you doing out here? I got less than 10 minutes left, folks. Sorry about the delay. Man. That felt absolutely powerful as you know what, right? And the real question is, I do not know what I've done successfully. I know what I failed at. I either failed at 385 or 390. Convincingly failed. So I think we're gonna try 375. Anybody that can bench 317 for 7 to 9 reps, could get 365. And they get 375. Which I think if you do the calculators, 9 reps at 315 or 8 reps is 400. But the truth is, folks, that the truth is that using the bench sling, I don't think it accurately factors in here because your tricep is what really has to do the locking out. Now, the other problem is getting this freaking weight off the rack. Make sure these are locked down. Oh, you know what? Just so we don't. I've had these things pop out when I've dropped the weight on them. So I'll do that. I love this power rack, except it's not deep enough and it could be better quality. But beyond that, it has been an incredible piece of equipment. Alright, so if we can get this off the rack, there's nothing stopping us from making an attempt here, folks. And I'm going to bring my grip in a little bit because I don't want to rip my pec. Oh man. Alright, that was close. But that basically is my max. 375 on the flat. You saw that weight did not want to go up. We powered through it. Holy shit. Now I have benches over 400 when I was younger, but it's still a great feeling, even at this age, flopping up something. I think I'll do 395 and call it a day. A little wider grip, 395. Good friggin' set. Yeah, so decline, we have on video, I think it was a 381 lift. Easy, like, nothing like what you just saw, right? I mean, I blew 381 off my chest, or powered it off my chest, and then I was like, after I did, I'm like, God, I probably got 10, 15 pounds left in me, right? But I had the old lady spot me, and I didn't really, you know, can't say I trusted her to save my life. She might, you know, go, hey, if I don't save him, I collect his life insurance, right? Just kidding. She wouldn't do that. But reality is, you know, when you're lifting that much weight and asking somebody that weighs 130 pounds, 5'7" or 5'8", maybe 5'6", I don't know, to spot you, that reality is they are not going to save your life unless, you know, you just need a couple pounds of assistance. So I figured when I did 381, I wouldn't have any problem with it. But folks, you can see, if I were to put those videos side by side, this was a hell of a lot harder. You know, not only getting off the rack was harder, but just the overall drive to get it, lock it out. And I can't wait to watch the video, because you know, you see that sticking point where it's like, oh shit, I'm not gonna get it. Just enough momentum to get the triceps, you know. And I don't have weak triceps, but just enough to get those triceps to kick in. All right, I got to get this set in. I don't like to be rushed. I like to recover. All right, we finished our pre-workout on our last set, which does us absolutely no good. So, what have we learned today, folks? I had a pretty good workout, even with this upper respiratory problem I got right now. And we know we can at least do 375, potentially 377. You know, I don't think 380's in the cards right now. I'll have to keep lifting heavy, folks, to get, you know, to push those barriers, which may mean doing some negatives down here, get the spotter bars out, doing some you know, shorter range of motion with the spotter bars higher, and just trying to get used to the heavier weight. All right, here we go. All those weren't necessarily great reps, but they're still pretty damn good. I made a little bounce. You can tear apart everything, right? But as long as the muscle is getting worked, time under tension, getting something out of it. Now if I start bragging about, hey, I just did 295 for a dozen, 15, 20, whatever, then yeah, that might not be too accurate. Thanks for checking out the video, folks. Please like, please subscribe.